Hey, that's crazy, you in there were blood. A concerned OTF member who spoke to Lil Durk isn't about to let him down. So right after Lil Durk's suspicious prison transfer, he promised to help the rapper out. I said, I know you're a rich ass, but if you need anything, I got you for the first time. The OTF leader partly acknowledged that he might need some saving, especially from Quando Rondo affiliates who rumors say attacked him in jail. We're about to find out what really happened. Inside Lil Durk's former prison, Lil Durk reportedly transferred after jail incident. You must have been living under the rock if you didn't know the rivalry that has since plagued these two drill rappers. Lil Durk and Quando Rondo since 2020 there has been a raging feud between them, which has claimed casualties on both sides. Although Lil Durk and Quando Rondo have managed to survive several onslaughts over the last 4 years, Lil Durk's recent arrest and incarceration have created a heightened level of fear for his safety. This is because the federal jail where he is being held not only houses several dangerous criminals, but many of them are allegedly affiliated with Quando Rondo, his arch-enemy. Furthermore, the FBI indictment against Lil Durk alleging that he is the mastermind behind the murder-for-hire plot that killed Quando Rondo's cousin LOL Pob has put the Chicago rapper in a tight spot as rumors of a possible reprisal attack against Durk continuing to surface over the past few days. Amidst these rumors, Lil Durk was hurriedly transferred from the notorious Miami jail to a California prison under protective custody, as word about Durk's transfer filtered to social media. Rumors about a jail incident involving the rapper simultaneously began to circulate online. According to the unconfirmed reports, Lil Durk had been the target of an attack from inmates alleged to be affiliated to Quando Rondo. Although no additional details were provided regarding the severity of the attack, the incident prompted authorities to swiftly move the All My Life rapper to a much safer location. The report made the already tense atmosphere surrounding Lil Durk's case even worse, and the fact that fans had not seen or heard from the rapper since his arrest on October 25th just allowed for the spread of various conspiracy theories and rumors regarding Durk's well-being. Now this is where it gets tricky, as speculations ran wild. An audio clip of an alleged phone call between Lil Durk and one of his homies was shared on Instagram on November 15th. The clip was uploaded by Instagram user 900brew, and it marked the rapper's first public communication since he was arrested. This never-seen recording was shared alongside the caption, "Just got off the phone with my brother at Lurk. He in good spirits, staying positive and fighting to get back home to his kids and family. We're not glorifying negativity. We're more than just street guys." That's actually an understatement. We're men of honor and code. No matter our financial status, bro, hit the main line with the rest of our kind. No PC during the 2-minute phone call. The rapper can be heard telling the caller he is okay and remaining optimistic. Further into the recording, Lil Durk sparks controversy when he claimed that he is being received well by other inmates, debunking suggestions that he was being kept in protective custody. Yeah. Up they be like, "Man, you man, send me upstairs. Whatever it is, I got to tell you." The phone call quickly went viral, drawing more questions from fans who questioned the authenticity of the recording and the motive behind its release. Prior to releasing the audio clip, not much was known about the user. However, a quick search on his Instagram unearths posts linking him with Durk's OTF record label. The posts show that he has collaborated with a number of OTF artists, including Bonnie Mo. There are also pictures of him striking poses with Book of 600 and Durk himself. Nevertheless, many fans were still critical about the leak and wondered why the user would leak the call amidst the ongoing investigation into Durk's involvement in the murder. For hire case fans were particularly irked by a part of the recording where the caller could be heard telling Durk, "We ain't never moved our money." Except for that first time once it was back. It was back, according to the fans, talking about moving money, given the fact that Durk is being investigated for allegedly hiring people to kill. Quando Rondo was very careless, as it could provide more evidence that could be used against the embattled rapper. Additionally, fans felt revealing details about Durk's situation in jail could further expose him to more risks as his ops would now have enough motivation to plan an attack on him, seeing as he has confirmed that he isn't under protective custody. If there is one thing fans have come to understand about the rivalries within the drill rap scene, it is that ops never pass up an opportunity to get one over their rivals, and they never forgive. Surprisingly, this wasn't the tune that was being sounded by Lil Tim when he sat down for a Vlad TV interview on November 26, 2024. Lil Tim is a friend of Quando Rondo and was initially arrested for King Von's murder in 2020, before the charges were dropped 3 years later. During the interview, Lil Tim spoke about the possibility of Lil Durk facing the death penalty over the death of his friend LP. And his answers were not what many would have expected when asked by the host how he would feel if Lil Durk was sentenced to death over LP's death. Tim responded, "I said I feel like in my head I just put it like that, what God wanted to happen. It mean too much. I really, or how much I really feel about it. I just like that what God want to happen." Tim added that if Durk were found innocent, he would still accept it as part of God's plan. He went on to emphasize that God ultimately determines everything later in the interview. Tim was asked if he would feel the same way if Durk was sentenced to life in prison, and this time he offered a more empathetic response. He said, "'Cause I don't wish jail on nobody. Like I'm not no person who be like, but I hope he don't never get out. Or nothing like that. I ain't that type of person. I ain't no type of person who wish jail on nobody 'cause I want nobody wait jail on me." For those who have followed Lil Durk's feud with Quando Rondo, it is a bit surprising that Lil Tim has chosen the path of peace over the past half a decade. Both camps have found it difficult to hide their hatred for each other and have regularly traded insults and threats on social media or through the lyrics of diss songs. But while some fans believe Tim's relatively peaceful stance might be a ruse, others argue that Durk's current legal troubles are serving as a warning for other rappers to either clean up their acts or get shipped to jail. The year 2024 was shaped keeping up to be the biggest and most successful year of Durk's career after picking up a Grammy for his track, All My Life. More recently, he was honored with the keys to the city from Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson and Bellwood Mayor Andre Harvey. Sadly, barely a week after receiving the keys to the city, things began to unravel quickly for the rapper, starting with his arrest in Miami, Florida. A grand jury subsequently indicted him on felony charges in connection with a murder-for-hire plot that targeted Quando Rondo. The incident stems from an August 19, 2023 SHO incident that happened at a Los Angeles gas station. According to reports, Rondo and his cousin LPB were riding in a black Cadillac Escalade when masked gunmen ambushed them at a gas station. Although Rondo was the target, he somehow managed to escape. But his cousin wasn't as lucky, according to an affidavit filed in federal court by FBI agent Sarah Corcoran. Lil Durk placed a bounty on Quando Rondo's life in retaliation for King Von's murder in 2020. The murder-for-hire plot was later executed by 5 men: Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dantrell Wilson, David Bryan, Lindsay, Keith Jones, and ASA Houston, who tracked Rondo to the gas station before firing sporadically at him. All 5 men are alleged to have ties to Durk's OTF crew and have been hit with federal charges, including conspiracy to commit murder, for hire committing murder, for hire involving a death and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. More recently, Lil Durk appeared in court on November 15th, where he pleaded not guilty to all charges brought against him. A detention hearing to determine whether he would be granted bond has been set for December 12th, while his trial is set to commence in January 2025. If found guilty, the rapper may be looking at some extended time behind bars. But just how long are we talking about Lil Durk facing life in prison? Lil Durk is facing the possibility of spending life in prison, which is the maximum sentence in federal prison. If he is found guilty of the charges brought against him following Lil Durk's initial appearance at the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida on October 25th, U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada emphasized the gravity of Durk's alleged crimes in a press release. He said, Mr. Banks is charged with orchestrating a cold-blooded murder that resulted in the death of a rival's family member.
Rondo on that fateful day.
Court documents showed that investigators were able to tie Lil Durk to the murder-for-hire plot through several transactions and purchases that were paid for using money from Durk or OTF-related account, for instance, bank. And flight records show that an OTF member paid for flight tickets for 5 co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to California on the day before the fatal shooting. More importantly, around the time the tickets were purchased, court documents showed that Durk told the OTF associate, "Booking the flights, don't book no flights under no names involved with sick me." Perhaps the most incriminating part of the whole plot is that on the day of the murder, Durk also traveled down to California in a private jet, and he was in the company of one of the co-conspirators, Cal London Grant. Later that day, Grant purchased ski masks and paid for the hotel rooms of the other hitmen, using a credit card in Durk's name. Gathering all these against Lil Durk and his OTF associates was no easy feat, and court documents show that the FBI reportedly got aided by a snitch within the OTF ranks. The indictment revealed that the informant identified as OTF member Jam allegedly worked with the FBI for several years and even wore a hidden wire to gather evidence for authorities. Through Jam's cooperation, the FBI was able to obtain information that directly related to the murder-for-hire plot. The revelation of the alleged betrayal within OTF has since sparked significant attention from fans who haven't held back on dropping their 2 cents on the developing story. Adding to the drama, a picture of Jam eating McDonald's during a police interrogation surfaced online, leading to another round of speculation and jokes online about the situation. According to reports, Jam, who is currently serving a 12-year prison sentence for attempted murder, allegedly provided information to law enforcement authorities while wearing a wire. The footage of Jam in the interrogation room munching on McDonald's and glancing at the security camera was shared by DJ Academics, who encouraged his followers to caption the post. The footage quickly garnered multiple reactions from fans, such as "Bro snitched on Durk for a Big Mac and fries, and he told for a Kai Scap meal." Barely 2 days after this video was shared by Academics, another video surfaced online that allegedly shows OTF Jam wearing a wire around Lil Durk. The video captures Durk, Jam, and a few other men in a dimly lit room, apparently speaking to another group of people on the phone. However, while other people appeared to be relaxed and having a good time, OTF Jam was visibly disturbed and grew more restless. As the video progressed as expected, the video drew several reactions from fans, with many of them noting that Jam was acting suspiciously in the video. One ex-user wrote, "He definitely moving suspect AF on here. SMH. Another person commented, "Folks seem uncomfortable, as seem like he don't belong there really. Fidgety. He wasn't acting normal." I can tell you that a third person said the Y was clearly in the jacket, was probably too high to realize what he was doing. As fans continued to label OTF as a snitch, some other fans were quick to point out that there was no real evidence to suggest that he was the informant being referred to in the indictment. One user wrote, "There hasn't been one legitimate source that said he wore a wire or that he's the one who snitched. It's not in any indictment or on any official document. Y'all let these bloggers and podcasters gas y'all into fictitious narratives do better." My guy. Another group of fans highlighted that Durk had brought his current situation upon himself with some of his utterances. Since El Po's murder, interestingly, these fans aren't too far off with their claims. After it was revealed that federal prosecutors are citing Lil Durk's lyrics in the criminal case, accusing him of ordering his OTF associates to murder Quando Rondo in the amended charges brought against Lil Durk last month, prosecutors allege that Durk had directly referenced the shooting in a 2022 song titled "Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy the Court." Documents stated following the attempted murder of Rondo and the murder of LPB defendant Banks sought to commercialize LPB's death by rapping about his revenge on Rondo. The feds claimed that the lyrics of that particular track make reference to a news clip filmed shortly after the shooting in which Rondo can be seen screaming, "No, no," when he sees LB's dead body being carried from the car in the lyrics referenced in the indictment. Durk WPS told me they got an Addy. Go, go, got, location. Go, go, green light. Go, 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 go. Durk whops in the lyrics referenced in the indictment, "Look on the news and see your son, you screaming." No, no. While Durk's lyrics may have landed him in trouble with the feds, it was his bitter feud with Quando Rondo that ultimately led him down a rabbit hole that he would be extremely lucky to get out of the beef that put Lil Durk in prison. Everything seemed nearly chilled between Lil Durk and Quando Rondo, who were both in different camps. While the OTF founder had his fort with the likes of King Vao, Quando Rondo looked to NBA YoungBoy. But after King Von's untimely death, which occurred outside a nightclub in 2020, everything changed back in November 2020. King Von, who made it a constant to throw shades at Quando, Rondo decided to take the beef up a notch by throwing punches up close. The now-deceased rapper allegedly started a brawl after he met Quando Rondo inside Monaco Hookah Lounge at 255 Trinity Avenue. Police claimed that King Von's crew did not back down while Quando Rondo sprung to action, trying to defend against the attacks. Soon they brought the fight outside, and as expected in a gang fight, bullets began flying around the officers who responded. To the violence explained that 3 people sustained gunshot injuries, and they were immediately rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. Meanwhile, 3 others involved in the fight were taken to the hospital in private-owned vehicles, according to reports. The police later arrested 2 men at the crime scene. One of the suspects was 22-year-old Timothy Leaks, aka Lil Tim, and he was subsequently charged for King Von's death. But months later, he was acquitted of any wrongdoing after prosecutors determined that he had acted in self-defense, but this decision only aggravated the anger that Lil Durk felt towards Quando Rondo, and he silently declared war on him. This began with Quando Rondo finding it impossible to perform freely as he received public safety threats, which often led to cancellation of his shows. This attack on Rondo's career was allegedly orchestrated by King Von's associates, who bought the tickets for the shows around that time. A message between Quando Rondo and Lil Durk surfaced online showing Rondo begging Lil Durk to call off the beef online. Quando Rondo alleged that he could not make money because some people took the situation too far. However, on the other end, Lil Durk refused to give in or take the blame for starting the intense hate directed at Quando Rondo. Let's not forget that before this scenario, Quando Rondo boldly affirmed his connection to Lil Tim, calling him his twin and a brother. He could die for spoiler alert. LOL. Tim did try to die for him. In fact, the bullet he fired at King Vao was to protect Quando Rondo, who was at the receiving end of the clash outside the hookah lounge. To make matters worse, King Von's closest associates, including his family, were not backing down from the hate game. In an interview with Fuchs TV, King Von's uncle Rang Rover Heng confirmed that OTF will forever have beef with Quando Rondo's side. He explained that Quando Rondo might suffer forever because they killed a real one, and King Von's friends must take their pound of flesh. I mean, he can slip through the cracks, but it's ugly for him, bro. You know? Niggas got points to prove that was a real one. They killed the real one, bro. We ain't gonna get nobody else like that. Range Rover Hang spoke nothing but the truth. As fans of King Vao began the Slide for Von movement, they craved revenge and hoped that Lil Durk went after those who killed King Von. At least that was what their comment implied in 2022. One fan wrote, "Why hasn't Durk slide for VAU yet? If it was other way around, V would have been slide that same year." King Von's verified X account made a tweet about Lil Durk sliding for him. It read, "Slide for me, please."